Hey, this is Mr. Hendrickson, and this is your instructions in how to play What's Your Vector Victor. So you're going to get a set of cards and a dealer marker, and you're going to be sitting with your lab team around your lab table. The point of this game is to use all 5 cards that you are dealt in some capacity to match a goal for a round. Of course, while you're doing this, you'll notice that all of your cards are in fact vectors or scalars. So you're going to need to use your rules for adding vectors appropriately. So, first of all, somebody will start as the dealer. They will shuffle those cards up and they will deal out 5 cards to each player. And they will place 1 card face up next to the rest of the deck that is face down. And all players at that point will be able to look at their cards to see what they're working with. Then, to the left of the dealer, we'll begin by choosing a card to discard. Again, while you're doing this, you're looking to get rid of a card that does not help you achieve that goal. So what card is least helpful in achieving that goal? So you can go ahead and take that card and you will throw it. Your choice is to take one of that first card that was discarded or take a card off the pile, either one, and then you will need to discard the card that you do not want. Then at that point, you will move to the left, and the next person will then go ahead and do the same thing to the left of the dealer. And again, you keep going around until somebody has achieved the goal of that particular round according to the instructions on the sheet that you have. At the end of that round, the dealer marker gets passed to the left, and then you have a new dealer, and it starts all over again. Make sure everybody gets a chance to deal per game, so there will be a certain goal that you're trying to achieve. So in this particular lab team, there are 5 players. You will play that goal 5 times in a row, and then you will move on to the next goal. So for example, your goal might be to make the vector with the overall longest magnitude when you add up your 5 cards. So you'll play that one 5 times. Then once you've played that 5 times, the next one will be find the vector with the smallest magnitude. Again, you'll play that one 5 times, and then you'll move on. So the cards you're going to get look like this. You have a lot of different options here. You do have, for example, this one here, you've got the direction, which is 3 east, east being the direction, the magnitude being 3. So this is a vector that represents 3. So you have the 3 arrows there. Again, you can also have vectors that represent north or south. So here's 1 north. Okay, what I'm more interested in showing you here is the scalars. A scalar is simply a multiplier. Okay, so if you were to combine this 2 plus 2 scalar with 3 east, you would have 2 times 3, 6 east. Okay, if you combine the 2 scalar with 2 west, you would have 4 west. Okay, be careful, there are also negative scalars. A negative scalar, right, flips the sign. Remember, sign indicates direction here. So, by multiplying by a negative scalar, we are simply flipping the direction of one of our vector cards. So, for example, if I combine my -1 scalar with 2 west, I would now have 2 east. If I combine my -1 scalar with 2 south, I would have 2 north. Lastly, there are wild cards. You can use these however you see fit. You can apply whatever direction is going to help you the most. So here are your goals. Again, goal 1, you're going to play this with everybody dealing once, so you'll probably play that 4 to 5 times. That goal is to have the largest magnitude possible after everyone has drawn and discarded 3 times. So you're going to go around the circle 3 times, and then everybody lays their cards, and the longest total vector after adding all 5 is your winner. After you've played through that one 5 times, you'll go ahead and play for the goal being the smallest vector, which of course the smallest is 0. So again, you'll go around 3 times and then show your cards. The player with the overall smallest vector wins. And again, play that until everybody is dealt once. Then goal 3 is a little bit trickier. At this one, the dealer will deal and flip a card for a discard, and then flip 3 cards face up. Take those 3 cards, add them up, and your goal is to have your 5 cards have the same resultant as those 3 that you've shown. So this one you keep playing, keep going around, keep going around, keep going around until someone has a match to the resultant of those three vectors. And then if somehow you get through playing goal 3 4 to 5 times, then you may make up a goal vector or a goal outcome that everyone else must go for in your team. And again, keep playing that one till the end of the period. So let's do a quick practice here. If we had these 5 cards, how could we make, if we're playing round 1, how could we make the very largest magnitude vector with these 5 cards? Well, if you take a look here, I have a 1 north, and I have a 2 south, then I have a 2 west, and then 1 any direction. What I can do here is I know that with these 3 cards, I can get something vertical, and if I can add all those up, I can get something pretty big. So what I would do here is I would take my -1 scalar and my 2 south, and if I combine those, that gives me a 2 north. So right now I've got 1 north, and I've got 2 north. If I add those tip to tail, I have 3 north. If I add in my 1 any direction, I'm choosing to make that one north as well. So now I add in 1 more north. So now I have 4 north. Now there's not much I can do about that west, but I'm going to go ahead and add that 2 west in, and that's going to look something like this. There's my 2 west. So now I need to find the result of this, which is from the beginning to end, and I'm going to simply do Pythagorean Theorem. Right, I'm going to follow my a squared plus b squared equals c squared, a squared being 2, b squared being 4 squared equals to c squared. So I have 2 squared, which is 4, plus 4 squared, which is 16, and I'm going to root all of that to find c. So 4 plus 16 is 20, which is equal to c. So root 20 is, we're looking at 2 root 5. You can, of course, break out your calculator to go ahead and find that answer, and you would compare it to everybody else in your team. And if nobody else can beat 2 root 5, then, well, you would be the winner. As you go through this, make sure you keep track of who wins each round. It'll start to pile up at the end because you're going to play quite a few rounds here. Remember, every goal you're playing, so everybody deals. So potentially you could play about 20 rounds by the end of the period. If you have any questions, please ask your teacher or just watch this video again. Good luck.